Hello. My name's Priscilla, and I am the owner of Ancient Friend. And I also have an Etsy store called Prism Handcrafts. Um, I am a 24 plus year diaper sewer, so I have a lot of experience. I have had my shop for, well, I think I reopened under Prism Handcrafts in 2018, and I've been sewing diapers and selling them since 2000 or so. So it's been a long time. It's been, well, almost 25 years. Um, I've been sewing diapers for longer than 25 years, but I have not sold those diapers. Those were just for my own children. And then when I had my third child, then I started actually selling them online, which back then in the day, that meant I had to create my own website. And basically, my first store was like PayPal buttons on my website. Um, so, so that's a little background for you. Um, I started this channel so that I could teach people how to sew their own cloth diapers. It's not really to promote my business. Um, I have a lot. I have a lot of work most of the time, and so I don't necessarily need any more work or need to promote my business. But if you prefer to purchase already made cloth diapers, my website's ancientfriend.com. And my Etsy store is Prism Handcrafts, Prism Handcrafts. So, anyway, so moving on. I'm in the middle of sewing an order, and the woman who ordered these wanted some diapers or diaper covers for nighttime use, and so I am using 2 layers of interlock for these. This is undyed wool interlock, which interlock is it's like the same on both sides. It's a little bit thicker than jersey, and this interlock is fairly expensive. I think it's right now $36 a yard, something like that. And this is the size 2. So this is a very popular size. Can fit babies for quite a while. And most people, there are some people who have thinner babies that wear size 2 up to like a year or so. Some babies grow out of it by like maybe 6 months or so. So it really just depends on your child and the sizing that they need. So I'm going to finish this order up, and I just wanted to give a little introduction, and then I'm going to, essentially my idea is to start doing more videos where I'm actually just sewing so that you can get the hang of how I do things, how I finish things. And like I said, these are already sewn on the outside, or sewn right sides together, which, it's interlocked, so it doesn't matter the side. Um, but I do all of the sewing, and then I flip it inside out, and I'll be showing you all of that. So, and in future videos, I'll do start to finish diaper covers. I'll do sewing pre-folds. Um, I don't really sew that many fitted diapers anymore, and I don't do any like all-in-ones or hybrids or anything like that. I also use wool, and I do other fabrics and stuff, and make other things. Um, so just to show you, this is the inside. I do elastic at the legs, and then this is the back waist, and this is clear elastic. And that's the leg, and this is the front elastic. The purpose of the clear elastic is so that you're not absorbing any urine into any other fiber, so that it would make the diaper cover smell bad, and require washing more often. I'll do another video because I tend to want to explain everything in one video. I'll do another video on the care and why we use wool and things like that. But for right now, I really have to get this diaper cover flipped and sewn, and I need to do the other one and then get snaps on and get this sent out in the mail. So I'm just going to try to focus. So please bear with me as I'm just basically ignoring you and and working. So this is, I'm just flipping the diaper cover right side out. Now I leave a little opening in the front, and I just do it right side out. And then I use my nails and kind of like poke through so that the corners are nice and neat. So I just get all the corners out. So on this one that I haven't flipped yet, I'll show you. So I clip the corners. I just, each corner, just clip it so that it turns nicely. This is the front, and I start sewing generally about an inch away from that corner, and then I end the sewing at the elastic. So if that's, I don't have the light pointed actually where I am right now. It's back here. Maybe you can see better. And then, so that leaves a little opening right there. And then I can just reach inside and pull that diaper cover through. So I'll show you on this one. So I just kind of stick my thumb in the hole, and I go down to the bottom, and I grab that first corner, and I just pull it through, and the whole thing just comes right through. And then I use my fingernails, and or you can use some other object if you don't have fingernails. Pointy object. It's not going to cut the fabric, but you poke it through and just kind of like, and even if you don't have fingernails, and you just kind of like, you can kind of grab a corner and kind of move it like that to get everything to the end. That works too. Okay, anyway, enough on that. I'm just going to get sewing. And so on these, because I want, this is for a woman who has babies that tend to be thinner. So I'm not sewing over the elastic in the leg or the waist. I want it to be nice and snug. So I'm only going to top stitch the corners. So each corner after the elastic, I'll top stitch. Now, for top stitching, I have my machine set to 4, so it's like, that's the longest stitch on my machine. And then I have straight stitching. So I'm going to just back stitch a little bit in the first couple stitches to lock it, and basically, let's see, I'll come a little closer here so that you can maybe see what I'm doing. So it's basically, my needle is actually I will try to adjust. Let's see. I'll do it like that. So I think that should work. So top stitching, just like maybe a quarter of an inch away from the edge. I try to stay as close to the edge as possible while still grabbing both sides of fabric. And this top stitching is very important here because it makes the diaper cover just look really nice and neat and professional. Plus, we're also closing up that hole that we left before. So you want to make sure that that hole looks pretty even. And then I go up to the elastic, and then I back stitch. Really simple. Okay. Sorry, I generally don't talk at all when I'm sewing, so it's like this is going to be a little bit new. I've done some TikTok videos, so it's just getting back into the recording and sewing at the same time. Alright, so then I just go to the corner. Well, and I don't even necessarily have to talk the whole time, but I just feel like I have to. Okay, then I turn the corner with the needle down and kind of give it a little bit of help to get it going. If the fabric's a little thick, then you kind of may have to do that, like get it started by just pushing a little bit through as it's trying to sew. Help feed dogs work a little bit better. I'll show you in this one again. And like I said, so I'm just finishing these two up just so that it's not going to be super boring. Because I had 5 diaper covers altogether to sew. So I just waited for the last, see right here. I'm just using my finger on the side of my my foot. Presser foot? Yes, presser foot, that's what it's called. And just pushing it through, helping it to go through a little bit. And I only sew, baby, I only sew maybe not even, it's like 3/4 of an inch, not even an inch, I think. It just depends on where you start your back elastic, or you could just do elastic through the whole back if you want to. This is just how I do it. So in the future, my plan, like I said, is to do more tutorial videos. So I'm just basically going to put this up without editing it at all. I really don't like editing videos too much, and I feel like it's more realistic to just leave everything in there. I'm sorry that it's not going to be concise. My videos are not going to be concise at all. So now I'm just cutting off all of the threads, which it always feels like this is one of the most time-consuming things when I do the diaper cover top stitching this way. Just cutting all of the little threads and making it look neat. Keep my trash handy right next to me too. That's one thing that you'll notice as I'm doing more videos, is that I'm always cleaning as I go. So there you go. It's nice and professional looking corners. And then I'm just going to pick a side. I think it was, I can't remember which side I was actually working on, but I'm going to pick this side. And I fold it in half on the back. And obviously if you're making diaper covers for yourself, you don't have to do this step, but I fold it in half. Then I take my tag, my logo tag here, and I just fold that also in half over it, and that tells me where I need to sew. And then I'm just gonna sew my tag on. I sew them on 2 sides. I back stitch a little bit just so it's secure. I do it this way so that I can hang, or my customer, sorry, yes, in the past it was me, but I don't have any babies now, so that you can hang your wool cover up to dry. I don't know if people use it that way, but that's why I do it this way, so that you have something to hang your cover from in order to dry it. And then I'm just sticking my size tag in there, make sure it's even, and then I sew over it and back stitch, and then I just have to clip my threads. You'll notice I have a lot of really weird little idiosyncrasies about my sewing. I do weird things because I'm always trying to be conscientious of how much thread I'm wasting, and I get a little bit neurotic about things, about waste, and it's weird because I'm not neurotic about other things like measuring and stuff like that, using pins most of the time. I don't use pins at all unless I'm sewing something else. But so there's the tag, and then I just throw it over to my cutting table where I do my snaps. So round 2. This will be the last one. So I'm just gonna do another. Let's see. I'm trying to see how I can zoom in. Like I said, I'm sorry about this. I'm not. I'm trying to do this and not be needing to edit. But I honestly cannot figure out how I need to. I don't know. That's not working. I can't zoom in. I don't know why. I'm using a phone that I don't normally use for anything, so. Okay. So I start at the corner. Which one am I going to do on the outside? I'll do this one on the outside. So I start at the corner where I have my little opening for turning it right side out. And I start the stitching where the elastic ends. Back stitch. And then I get to the corner, leave the needle down, turn my corner, and then I figure out where my elastic starts there. And when I'm doing this, I'm not stretching the fabric at all because I don't want to stretch out that area. I want it to stay, what's the word? So that it's not like if I were to stretch it like this, because this fabric is super stretchy, it will then, when I'm done sewing, it'll elongate these little like wings, and they probably be like misshapen and stuff. So I don't want to stretch it. In a way, using like a wool flannel that's just a woven works a bit better for that, because then you don't have to worry about stretching and misshaping your diaper or diaper cover in this case. So we go right to the edge, leave the needle down, and then turn it. And I hope that you can see well enough how I'm doing this. I will do, when I'm doing more videos, more sewing videos, I will have the camera closer to the machine. But let me know, if you watch this video, let me know in the comments what you prefer, having like more of a bird's eye view there where it's pulled out, or if you prefer it seeing people sew like right up close. The reason I decided to go with the more like pulled out view is because I wanted to show the way that I turn the diaper cover, and be able to actually look at the shape of everything. But in other tutorial videos, maybe I can do like a close-up. So then we're almost done. We've got one more corner. And I won't make you go through the pain of seeing me put my tags on again, since that's not really a necessary step. And again, I'm not neurotic about measuring things. So, you know, I don't have anything marked on here. I don't have it marked where I'm putting my snaps. I don't have it marked where I'm going to start and end my elastic. I just kind of go by feel. But when you're sewing your very first diaper, and I would recommend, if you're gonna sew wool diaper covers, start off with just some scrap fabric first. Get your pattern the right size and the way that you know want it, and do a bunch of testing first before you actually waste money on wool and then have it not turn out and have to take stitches out or throw it away or something like that. The other thing that that I did when I was first starting to sew with wool was I'd go to a thrift store and I would buy wool sweaters or wool like shirts or skirts or anything that was 100% wool. That's very important. And then I would use those to make wool diaper covers when I was first starting to even use wool diaper covers because they're expensive. So let's see how well I did here. Fold them in half. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty close. Yeah. So I just normally check it now. Sometimes I'll compare them while I'm sewing so that I try to get them as close as possible. But so yeah, they're very very soft. This wool interlock you can find at Nature's Fabrics. That's where I buy it, and it, like I said, it's pretty darn expensive. So um, definitely make sure that you know what you're doing before you spend the money on it. So let me put this back a little bit now. Wish I had a cameraman, but I don't. Anyway, thanks so much for joining me if you did join me on this crazy video. And comment, let me know what I could improve, or anything, any thoughts, any ideas. But I'm going to go over and put snaps on these now, and I'll probably do a second video with the snaps just to show how I do the snaps. So thanks so much, and I'll see you on the next one.